Okay, that should be recording. I've once again tweaked my setup a little. The sound on the last video just kept clipping, so I think I reduced the microphone pickup a little. Oh, it's learning how to use new technology, am I right? Yeah, so we're playing more Shining Force today, and I also fussed with the emulation settings a little. This Genesis collection has a bunch of different settings you can use, since it is an emulator, right? So you can see that I picked the setting that smooths everything out a little. It makes the text look a little wonky because I'm assuming because the text was originally like a single thin line of pixels, and it's like a smooth line that looks a little strange. But it kind of makes the sprites look pretty nice on some other games, so I don't know, it's stylish. It's like it's not, the games do not have modern graphical remakes, but this is at least a nice little touch-up. Okay, let's... Title screen looks pretty nice. But you can see how the boundaries between different colors and different like parts of the shading, instead of being pixely, now they're a little smoother. Which looks a little strange on some of the areas that are very thin, but on the larger areas of color, it looks pretty nice. And it doesn't look that much worse than the normal graphics. So it's kind of fun, trying it out. But yeah, if you're wondering why I don't, if this, like, the microphone pickup and stuff, why I don't just, like, adjust them separately, it's because I'm using a capture card that basically does that for you. If you have a microphone attached, it will capture the commentary and game audio simultaneously and mix them together, which is much easier than doing it myself, so I do prefer it. But it's taken me a while to get the hang of how to use it and make the sound all be at the correct levels and not either too quiet or too loud. So, as you may recall, last time we finally reached Manarina, we picked up Henri and added her to the party, and now we want to go down to the Pool of the Ancients and learn. It's going to tell us something, but to do it, we have to get the Orb of Light from the Cavern of Darkness by defeating all of the monsters. So basically there's a battle. Behold the dreaded Cavern of Darkness! You must defeat the monsters to gain the orb! So there's a lot of the zombies we met in our last battle. It does make the portraits, this graphical mode does make the portraits look smoother, I will say. They almost look like ink drawings, in a way. The black outlines make me think that. It makes them look like almost weirdly smooth. I don't know, it's a little stylish. But anyway, let's go around. We're here in this cavern. Oh, we got some chests. We gotta make sure to get those before the battle ends. Actually, they might still be there after the battle ends. I don't know, but I'll try anyway, just in case. I don't really remember. We've got mages and snipers. One tricky thing here is you can see there are some choke points because of these little narrow bridges and connections, so that's gonna be a little annoying. Another chest. Oh, this guy's new. I think he's the boss for this level, basically. He's a skeleton, so basically they're really strong, and they're tanky, so he will be very hard to kill, and he can easily kill us. So look forward to that. An important goal here is to get Henri some levels. She came in at level 2. Oh, the zombies are just so tanky. Like, dang, they're really tanky. Yeah, these stalactites, by the way, they're just a background image. They do not actually block our movement at all. Start wearing this guy down, because again, you can see that where choke points really slow you down in this game, you can see that we're kind of trapped here. The background's, yeah, an ink drawing or maybe almost like watercolor. I like it, it's stylish. I really want, maybe I should have given Henri the speed ring. I want her to get a kill. There we go, Henri's doing good. Oh, she starts at level 3 rather, not level 2, so that's even better. They're weak to fire, so I'm hoping this will be fine. I love her blue wizard cape. Oh, only 8 points of damage. Henri. Well, to be fair, if my other 2 attackers had done even 1 more point of damage, that would have been fine, so. This could be a slow battle, folks. We're gonna take it nice and slow. But the primary goal here is really leveling Henri, so, you know. Yeah, I guess the chests do stay on the map, because otherwise how would you ever get that one behind the skeletons? So maybe I, won't bother to collect them. Oh, I also gotta remember this time, I've been meaning to do this for, several recordings, and I kept forgetting, to create a separate save file so that if something goes wrong with a previous episode, I still have the file from before we started it. That will help. Genesis. There's a couple where the 2 episodes ago, the sound quality is really bad, but I have no means to re-record it without like replaying the game up to that point, which I really do not want to do because it would take a long time, and I actually have other games I'm playing. This Genesis collection has a lot of games in it, friends. It'll take me a long time. And I don't even want to play all of them. Like, some of them I'm like, oh, this isn't my taste. But even playing just the ones I personally am interested in will take me ages. In part because I really want, wow. But I really want to play all of the Phantasy Star games, which I never played as a kid. I don't know, I just never, I never even knew they existed. You know, we had a Genesis when I was a kid, but, I don't know, we just had not heard of those. Oh, a tempting attack. Very good, Ben. We really gotta... If we lose this battle because Ben dies so quickly, I'm just gonna be... I'm gonna be disappointed in myself, but FYI, that may happen. Of course, to be fair, I could have beaten them already, but I was trying to get Henri at level. It's important, okay? She's a good character, she's really strong. Okay, let's kill that zombie. Like, she will, once she levels up, get really good. I'm also hoping that, lowering the volume on the mic here will reduce some of the background noise. Oh, actually, you know, the last episode when I listened to the audio again, I was like, there's a weird, like, sound in the background. And I thought maybe the microphone, I had the sound up too high, so it was, like, picking up my own breathing. But I think it's actually... Right now the microphone is right next to my laptop, and my laptop... we are indeed going to fight this battle again. This is my own fault. This is 100% my own fault for trying to grind. You guys, I swear, I'm not that bad at strategy RPGs. I'm not. I have beaten this game in the past. But anyway, yeah, it's right next to my laptop, and my laptop, it's honestly not even an old laptop. It's pretty new, but it just, the fan is always just running on that thing, and, I know, it's like, why are you doing the same thing? But I think I'll kill them a little faster this time. I'll focus more on actually, oh, we're gonna kill them much faster. That was very lucky, but I was gonna have someone other than Henri, attack, basically. Just so we can counter. I put Chris there just in case we need to heal, but now I regret it because I could have put Hans there to attack the other one. But, you know, c'est la vie. But anyway, yes, my laptop, the fan is always just really churning, and I think that, the capture card, running the software is, straining it a little bit. It's not like a high-end laptop or anything, it's pretty much just a, you know, mid-range one. Because that's really all I need, and also, it is all I can afford. So I think this is sort of pushing it to the limits of its processing power, and I think the weird, like, whispery sound... Oh, yes, Henri regained a level, I'm very pleased. How did that give her so much X? Maybe she started with a little extra? I don't know. But I'm really happy because I would like to ideally get her up to like level 5 in this battle, and she's already level 4, so now this will be much easier to get her at least one more level. Catch her right up with the group. Oh, the zombies are strong. The poison is bad too. Also, I need to focus more on finishing the thing I am saying before getting distracted by the next thought. But yeah, the previous episode, there's like a whispery sound in the background of the recording, and I think it's probably that the microphone, maybe I need to adjust the sensitivity. I think it was picking up the noise from my laptop fan. I guess I could also originally have the microphone further away from the laptop and the TV, because it was sort of a janky setup. I had like an ottoman on top of like a storage chest, and I was sort of balancing on top of that, and then sitting behind it on my bed, but that produced a lot of background sound because my bed is really old and the springs are really creaky. So then I was like, I'll just sit on the storage chest and I can squeeze the microphone in on my dresser next to all of the other things that are there right now, just sort of shoved into the corner. Fortunately, this game, because it's an old game, it is not letterboxed. You can see that it has the little things on the side, the wood grain. That's just, you can pick on this game, you can pick whatever you want to, and I just picked that one. The gameplay is in the middle, so the microphone isn't actually blocking the gameplay, even though it is slightly in front of the TV. And I was like, oh, this is good. This way there's no cables for me to constantly trip on, because that was previously an issue because the microphone obviously has to be plugged into the laptop, and it was previously stretching across the entire room, which I really don't want to break any of this technology by tripping on the cable, which I have a tendency doing. So I was like, oh, this will be much better. But I failed to take into account how incredibly noisy my laptop is all the time. It just... it's like a Pokemon, but instead of saying its name, it just goes, it's terrible. Poor laptop. I put it through a lot. Honestly, the software, I can understand why it's making the fan kind of work too hard, because this is probably sort of pushing this particular laptop's capability a little. It's not like a high-end machine. It churns when I'm doing like anything, just, you know, I'm just running any piece of software pretty much, and it's like, oh, I gotta get that fan going. So, I have limited sympathy. I honestly just, oh man, Hans, I forgot, because most of the time when I'm using my computer, I have noise canceling headphones in, so I'm used to not the fan sound anymore, because obviously the headphones block it out, so I just forgot that it was actually that friggin' loud. But it is loud enough to mess with my recording. I realize this is one of those things that if I, like, you know, recorded the game and the commentary separately, and I use software to mix them together later, I could probably fuss with that a little more and, like, you know, alter the sound floor or whatever. But I don't really know anything about recording either sound or audio, so, you know, I'm trying to learn gradually here. But yes, if you, for any reason, have been wondering, why is the sound quality so extremely bad and also inconsistent? A, it's because I don't really know anything about mixing sound or making videos. And B, it's because my setup is extremely jury-rigged here. You know, there's just things piled up and... Actually, I just realized that, I should have thought of this. I think I may have screwed up the settings for this. And again, this is one of those things where, like, it just didn't occur to me. Last time I did this, a power staff. Well, I guess Tao can have one. I didn't have to buy one. I wasn't originally going to get one, but sure, for her. She doesn't really need it, but I won't pass it up. What was I just saying? Oh, right, that, it's, it's sort of all just filed in a quarter. And, I set it so that the commentary doesn't play out of the speaker and get picked up twice, but I forgot to set it so the game audio is not playing from the TV. So that's gonna be... I hope that doesn't mess with this, because I know the recording is, you know, there is lag on the capture, so I'm hoping that it's not gonna be some sort of weird, like, you're hearing all of the music twice desynced, which would be so terrible. I'm really hoping that will not happen. But, you know, figuring these things out together. I'm just gonna turn the volume from the TV down, I guess. That should at least help. I mean, it is a directional mic, you know, so I think this should be fine. I have a feeling that now you're just not gonna be able to hear the game audio at all, but it's just the same combat music that's been the whole game. It doesn't change over time. So, you know, I do think it sounds good. I love chiptune. But you're not, like, missing out here. It's fine. I'm just getting these chests as I go because I don't feel like coming back from later. The wooden staff, like, that's not a treasure. We already have power staves, so I'm not excited about that. I'm also sad Tao couldn't move one more space because we could have gotten all 3 bats, but this is still good. I feel like she's gonna be overleveled the whole game because I just cannot resist raining fiery death on crowded enemies. It's tempting. Hans, let's see if we can get you in there. Yeah, there's no way for him to get to that middle bat, unfortunately. The spacing just isn't quite right. But yeah, going back to my audio setup, you may have also noticed that there's some, like, this kind of, the sound seems a little hollow or echoey. That's because I don't have like a dedicated recording space in my little shared apartment, so I'm just doing this in my bedroom, which doesn't have particularly good acoustics. I don't really have a lot of stuff up on the walls. I got like a couple years, so there's nothing to like absorb the sound or stop it from echoing. I don't have any of the equipment for mics that helps with that because it costs money. The capture card was a pretty big investment already. So yes, this is an incredibly janky setup. But that's fine. I feel like probably no one but me will ever watch these anyway. I don't even know if I'm gonna post them anywhere. I just figured I'd make, you know, a little let's play to teach myself how to use my capture card and microphone that I got. And I like this game a lot, so I was like, that'll be fun. So I may not, it's possible I will never ever post this anywhere, in which case it doesn't matter that it's not very good. Ah, man, it sucks when enemies evade. I'm just gonna keep moving people forward so we don't get too bottlenecked. Like, the thing is, you know, oh nice, your army, you don't get to bring tons and tons of people to each map. So if you have people who are blocked behind others and can't even do anything anyway, it just like reduces your combat power so much. It's so nice to have the healers able to just kill shit. This will not persist through the game. They tend to lag behind. I'm trying to remember when they get anything other than the power staff. It's a while. But for now at least, they're pretty useful. For these few brief battles. Just whittling this bat down. Oh, the evasion is really... The bats are not that tough. Like, we can kill them now, but they just dodge so much. It's a huge pain in the ass to actually kill them. I can't resist it. Once again, I'm failing to resist it. Well, I think this might... I was gonna say it might leave him alive, but it did not. But it'll leave this one alive and ready to be killed by someone else. So hey, it's still good. I know it's a waste of X, she didn't even get that much, but it's really fun. I think I'll save this one, or I'll try anyway to save it for Henri. Because it's not like the bat is really gonna pose a threat here, so leaving it alive is not dangerous or anything. Just kind of continue walking forward. Oh, we have to fight multiple mages. It sucks when you have to fight multiple, because you may have seen in the last battle that even one was really difficult to deal with, but oh, she has so little HP. She's so... The HP is the thing, because your defenses don't reduce the amount of damage magic deals. So they're dealing a fixed, you know, 8-9 damage to us, which is a lot. Like, no character maybe can, if they did, because if all three of them got 10 damage, which is possible with Blaze 2, it's not likely that they could, then he'd die. But other than that, no one can tank all three of them, and it's going to be pretty hard to get in range to attack any of them without being in range of all of them. So a lot of it's going to come down to the turn order, which we don't know. I'm just going to use heal 1 because he's not injured enough to require heal 2. Here's some lower doing pretty good. I'm still getting used to the difference in the graphics with this new emulation setting. I'm so used to the pixelated graphics, but I do like it. It seems kind of like arty. I don't know. It actually reminds me of when I was a kid, messing around with different Photoshop filters. There was one, I think it was like called ink drawing or something, that or maybe watercolor, I don't remember, that made it look kind of like this. But for real life pictures, not video games. But it does remind me of that. Again, I don't want to get so close that they are just going to kill us. I don't want to be in range of all of them, but I need to get close enough to attack them. And like I said before about the AI in this game, they'll pretty much just sit there in that cluster forever. And he has so little HP, she's really vulnerable. Ken is the only one who has any chance of tanking them, basically. Basically, a lot of enemies tend not to approach you in this game, which can be nice because you can sit back and heal and prep or whatever, but it can be difficult when you have to approach a clump of enemies that are pretty dangerous. And sometimes they just don't move, even though they could attack you. For reasons that you don't really know. You can see from looking at our HP what I mean though, like we're pretty darn vulnerable. I'm hoping maybe we can one-shot this guy now? Oh no, we did even worse than in the last battle! Well, at least Hans can... We just gotta take down, like, at least, hopefully 2 of them, but at least 1 of them, just so we can't get attacked by all 3. Oh, I can't... Oh, maybe I should have moved her closer. It's really tough, though, because you're just not sure who's gonna get to go when. Or maybe the enemy could just sit there and do nothing for reasons that I don't understand. See, now it's all gonna come down to who's gonna get their turn before that second mage. Because we can't survive 2 hits, but he's one of our... Well, now time to redo the battle. I will, like... Obviously, I probably shouldn't have put Ben at the front there. He's one of our strongest attackers, though, but, this is an issue as in this game where fighting multiple magic users, there's often... It's very hard to get in range to kill them without also being in range where they can just easily, like, kill you and there's not really a lot you can do to stop them. And, you know, you can't necessarily guarantee that the turn order is going to... And, you know, my guys are a little too far away there to back them up, but they were in range to get attacked, some of them. So you also don't necessarily know where the point is that's going to make them start moving. I don't know if for that particular one, once you attack them, they start acting, or if it's when you cross a certain space, or if it's random. I don't know. Nor am I interested in, like, spending the time to puzzle that out. That would that would take time and be very boring. So I'm not gonna, like, experiment with that or anything. At least this isn't that large of a battlefield, so it doesn't take that long. And we got... Oh, I actually forgot about this chest. Man, we got some of the chests, so we... I'm gonna have him stay here, because he's not gonna do that much damage to the zombie. They have really good defense. Our mages are well suited to fighting them. Oh, this could... At least in this game you can res people, because, like, sometimes basically the strategy to kill something is get to do that first hit and probably die, and then the rest of you will be able to do it. Sometimes sacrifices are necessary. Oh, still just 8 damage. Oh, nice, but she did level up. Does she, like, level up faster than the other characters or something? Oh, and she got freeze. Yeah, Taos doesn't have that, so I was right. She is the freeze mage. It just takes her a little longer to get the first one. Ice, I think, is a little ineffective against zombies, so we're still going to be using Blaze. If I remember right. But yeah, Omni seems to have leveled up. I guess she did... No, she did kill a bat, didn't she? In the last battle. I kind of forgot about that. This bottleneck. Bottlenecks in these maps are just really annoying because you can't control the turn order. So you just... There's a lot of sit and wait. The zombies also just... Oh, they hit really hard and then they can double attack like that. And then it's just... Ugh. Hopefully they won't get another turn before I can move in. They're just... There's not a lot we can do about that. Side note, I actually don't know what the official name is for this character. I'm sure he has one, like... Of course he must have one, but I do not know it. She should be able to kill this guy. Honore's level 5 now, so we don't have to focus on her particularly anymore. We can all just kill everything. Yay, level 6! Good, good. Hopefully we'll be able to get, like, you know, almost all of our guys up to level 6 here. We've already made good progress in that regard. We've, you know, got a lot of them up there. These zombies are really, they have really high defense too, so it takes a long time to kill them. Alright, she doesn't have Blaze level 2. So I'll just chip this guy down. At least she got some decent MP in her level ups. She may be fragile, but she can cast a lot of spells, so that's the important thing. Alright, I guess I'll just have her heal. Wait, we'll only just go level 1. I think that should be enough. I'm kind of again comparing to Fire Emblem, where you tend to get HP in like almost every level up. Most characters' HP growths are quite high. Presumably because it would make the game sort of shitty if you had someone who just never got any HP. But in this game, really, Hans? Man, you are... Well, he still only has the wooden arrow. We didn't get any better weapons for him yet, so that's understandable. But, in this game, you're not at all guaranteed to get HP every level. I'd say we've had lots of level ups where we didn't. It varies a lot by character. The HP pools, I mean, maybe the HP pools are smaller because certainly for the enemies, their defenses are pretty high, so they also have less HP. I don't know. Good job. If only she could have gone one more space, then we could have just got so many people in range. I'm hoping we'll be able to get... The turn order will allow us to kill that mage before he can attack us. But, you know, we can't know. Ah! Hans, go after the mage! The mages are dangerous, as you've seen. Good job, Hans. You may not be able to fight the zombies, but at least you can fight that guy. Although he only did 5 damage, so that was pretty disappointing, frankly. That is not very much, considering that that guy was a mage. They're squishy. These zombies are tanky as hell. So hard to kill. It's kind of a waste for her to cast Blaze on that guy. You know, I want to save her MP for more important stuff. Good job, Gone. 3 damage, that was not a lot, but at least you did it. At least the zombies give a lot of coins, because since I died again, I need to build up some coins again. At least we can grind, right? So, we can always get more coins if we need to. As a side note here, I like that this game just uses coins. I really prefer when games just use something really simple for the money. Just call it like gold or just coins, or if it's in a futuristic set, it's fine, whatever. I'm honestly a little bit annoyed by games that come up with some like weird fantasy name for their money, because I'm like, it's not like, unless this is going to be an important part of the plot, you know, I'm just using it to buy items. This doesn't need to be like a deep lore thing or anything. Oh, very good job, kid. This is like, I'm playing through, also on the Genesis and not being recorded, I'm playing through Phantasy Star 2. It's funny, the Genesis collection has Phantasy Stars 2, 3, and 4, but it does not have Phantasy Star 1, so my question is just like, how shitty was Phantasy Star 1 that it didn't make it in but all of the others did? Was it just like, so crappy? And I'd never heard of any of those games as a kid, I didn't know they existed. So I was like, oh, I'll try them out, you know, it's old JRPGs, kind of classic, it's my jam. I didn't actually realize until I started playing that they're, like, I just sort of assumed they were fantasy games because the fact that the name has fantasy in it, it seemed correct. I should have guessed from the star aspect, though. They are actually sci-fi. And they're like, I'm not talking about, like, you know, Final Fantasy style, like, you know, you're a medieval knight, but you're going on a trip to the moon, like, sort of sci-fantasy. They're, like, hard sci-fi. Well, not hard. I don't mean that in the literary sense where it's like all of the stuff makes sense. It does not. But, they're pure science fiction. It doesn't really have any fantasy elements. Even the magic is just called techniques. But yeah, I'm also playing through that. Why did I start talking about that? I got a little distracted moving my units. Oh nice, level 6. But I don't know why I was talking about that, but I did actually also consider recording that one, but it's very much a classic RPG in the sense that it requires an enormous amount of grinding to do pretty much anything, so it would have been, if you think this is boring to watch, that would have been basically just walking in a circle grinding for a couple hours. Because you get a lot of, you can only have 4 party members, and 2 for a good section of the game are fixed. So you have 2 you can choose from, and you get like about, what, I want to say 6 people that you can pick from. But every time one joins your, basically every time you get to a new town, you get a new party member. But you have to go back to your house in the starting town, and later there's a different location. But for now, I'm not to that part of the game yet. every time, and they'll be at level 1. So you could be like level, you know, what, 11 I'm at now, or 12 now, and you get some level 1 person. It takes so long to level them up and make them competitive, and then you gotta buy equipment for them if you want to use them. I checked the guide for one thing because I just was wandering around for so long, and just the map is it's pretty large, and I was like, I just don't know what direction I'm supposed to be going in. And I was amazed that the person who wrote the guide suggested basically keeping all of the party members equal level and buying all of them equipment, even though the equipment is astronomically expensive as you get later in the game. So I'm just like, no man, some of these party members are basically going to be level 1 for the rest of the game. They're never joining the party. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, what's his name, the biologist? I think it's like Hugh the biologist or something. I just do not have the patience to level you up. Your portrait is not interesting enough. Down here. But yeah, when I was deciding, I just wanted to make it like a little test let's play to kind of learn how to use the equipment. I realized I could have made like a bunch of mini videos instead or something, or like just 10 minutes just of nothing, but I thought this would just be a more fun way to learn it, you know, kind of do something with it. And you know, the other games I have for the Switch, I don't have anything that I was starting a new file. The other stuff I have is mostly like part way through the game or like at end game or something, so it was a little weird to start with that. So, but I had just gotten the Genesis collection, and I was like, oh, I was planning to play Shining Force at some of it, you know, from my childhood. I was like, oh, the nostalgia. And I thought, well, you know, why not? We'll start with this one as, you know, my little test let's play. I have sort of, I vaguely remember a lot of the game, so I kind of remember how to go through it. It's not like there's, because it's, you know, map-based combat, there's not a lot of wandering around the wilderness trying to figure out how to get to the next town, which can happen in a lot of RPGs. You know, you're not going to get lost in things. And, you know, you can sort of separate episodes by a battle or something. Although the battles take so long. They really do. Especially since I continue to lose at them. Even though they're not very difficult. But yeah, I figured it would just be easy to do, you know, this way. Here's Phantasy Star. The amount of grinding. I feel like I'm not even halfway into the game, and I've already spent so long just grinding. So many old RPGs were like that, where they were pretty much designed such that you were expected to just spend a couple hours of your life just leveling up characters. I guess maybe part of it was just because at that time, you know, games were shorter. Because the system, you know, you have technological limitations. This is an old game, and having a lot of like grinding kind of pads the game, makes it a little longer. Or maybe people just didn't know how to balance games at the time. I don't know. Maybe they assumed that the battle system, just fighting a bunch of random battles, monsters in the wilderness, would be the entertaining part of the game. Who knows? As a kid, I had much more patience for that. There were so many games where I just spent ages grinding stuff, but now as an adult, I'm like, there's so many cool games I want to try, and, you know, I'd rather get to the next part that's fun, rather than spend another hour just grinding levels. And money, grinding money to buy more equipment. But I do plan to actually finish Phantasy Star, even though I have a feeling it's going to take a long time because of the grinding. Oh, I'm going to get that chest. I almost forgot about it again. I'll have Lo do it. I know I could get it after the battle's over, but I just feel like grabbing it now. But yeah, I will also try Phantasy Star 3 and 4 probably. I don't know if I'll play them all the way to the end or not. You know, I'll see what other games I have coming up. Because once Fire Emblem Three Houses comes out, that is going to be the top of my gaming priority list. I'm very hyped for that. But for now, it was just a medical herb. But I will say, that's more useful than the wooden staff that was in the other chest. So hey, at least the medical herb, you know, is good to heal with, even if they're easy to get. Wooden staff is useless. But I'm really excited for that game. So once that comes out, I will probably take a break from playing old Genesis games from my childhood. But for now, I am actually super excited about my Genesis collection here. It's funny because, you know, I was thinking before about which games that I remember playing as a kid are and are not in the collection, and there's some that I do remember, but it's funny, apparently there were games that I played as a kid that were so obscure, or I guess maybe they were just unpopular, that they're not in the collection. But then there's other games. I played this one game, I think it was called Light Crusader, that I was like, I was baffled to realize I actually did recognize it from when I was a kid. I had this like hazy memory of a game I had played, or actually I don't even think I played it. I think I mostly just watched my bro play it because I was so young when we had that game. He's 3 years older than me, so I was really little at the time that we had it, and I had like this hazy memory of how like one of the maps looked, and I'm playing this, I was like, oh, I'll try this out, I don't know what it is, and I was like, wait, this is familiar. It was like blew my mind. I was like, oh, why did I move Chris to that spot? Oh, I'm an idiot. I was amazed that random game of all games got into the collection. And of course the Sonic games, we had those when I had those as a kid. But this is, hopefully we will be able to go before the other mage, otherwise you can see the problem with clumping up, but we kind of had to in order to fight these guys, you know? Like, they're just sitting there, we really had to. He's gonna move because we lose if he dies and he can't do anything anyway. You can see freeze costs a little more. Does more damage, but it's pricey. Killing this guy would be more useful, I think. Basically, freeze are slightly more powerful than the blaze spells, but otherwise the ranges and the levels and stuff are all the same. There's different elements. Lo is all the way back here. He's not gonna be... I don't think he's gonna get back to the battle in time to do anything. I'm putting her, like, right in the danger zone. But we have got to kill this mage. You know, the skeleton can kill one of us, the mage can... Oh my... May. Well, Luke will wrap this up. I am disappointed. I'm very disappointed. You can see how that was a little luck-based, because we were lucky that the mage didn't get another turn before, you know, before he killed us all. Before we could kill him. Oops, wrong weapon. So this will block him from attacking any of our other guys, since it's a one-tile hallway. Wow, he looks really funny with these smoothed-out graphics. His animation is also great. He looks like he's really excited. He's doing a jig. He's hopping up and down. I'm amazed. Actually, let's have her heal May first, and we can show off heal 2 at the same time. You can see how convenient it is having the extra square of range. It just makes positioning your units much easier. I don't know if it actually does anymore. I don't think it does. I think it's just the range. Oh, very nice. Only 1 extra MP. It's better than 0, but I'm still a little annoyed. She has really high defense, but Ming's fallen behind a little attack. But yeah, this Genesis collection. There's also a bunch of games that I didn't even know existed as a child. So I guess most of the ones we had were like, I mean, there were tons of games on that console, I realized. So it's like, what are the odds that the ones on this are gonna overlap? But there were a bunch that I was sad that they were apparently too obscure to make it onto here. One of them was this weird game we had as a kid, which I think was called like James Pond, but the plot was that you're a secret agent, but you're a codfish instead of a person, and you're in like a robot suit, and your ability is that you can like stretch really high to grab stuff. And the levels were all weird. There was like a toy factory and like and all weird stuff, and I don't remember that. I was a little child when we had this game, so I was in elementary school. I really do not remember it that well, but I've remembered at least that much, just because it was such a strange concept for a game. I don't think we ever beat it. It was like many old games. It was very difficult, and also we were little children, so we weren't as good at it either. Also not on this is there was a Disney game which starred Mickey and Donald. If I remember right, the two of them, they're training for a magic act when Pete is the bad guy for some reason, I think, if I remember right. He like sucks them into this magical world. I I'm really wondering if she has increased level gain or something, because it seems like she gained levels faster than I expected. It's an MP. Oh, she got a lot of speed there, so that will be helpful for her to get more turns. Maybe we get Hans level. But she's gonna level up super fast. But the party's doing quite well here. I'm pleased with the results of this battle. I'm not even that mad that I had to do it again, because we did get extra levels out of it. It cannot be after all these centuries. So the ancients decided to store the key here, or the Orb of Light or whatever, and we didn't know about this prior to showing up at this town. There was no information about this in our hometown, the one that actually guards the gate. Oh, I see, so that's the prize. That's why it's all the way over here and you can't get it during the battle. This is the plot item. Good job, team. And none of us are even dead. That's very excellent. We should probably sell off some spare items, though. Oh, and also, we'll want to give Tao that spare power staff we got. Because it's like, what else are we gonna do with it, you know? I was not originally gonna buy her one because she pretty much never attacks, but if I have a free one, hey, I won't turn it down. But yeah, so that game, it was a two-player game, it was really fun. We didn't beat that when we were kids, but me and my bro, one time we were like both home from school on break, we actually went back and played it. What do you have to say, Otrin? Yeah, it's pretty much what I figured. We're not allowed to, I wanted to go do things, you know, I wanted to save the game, and well, at least that battle didn't take too long so we can do this cutscene. I think this teleports us to another place. I had things I wanted to do first. But yeah, we went back and played it again and actually beat it really easily because as kids, in that game, you can attack each other and briefly freezes you, and we would spend the entire game griefing each other and get nothing done. How long have I waited for this summons? Ben, you are a hero without peer, even though you died in that last battle due to your own incompetence. I've died many times in this game. I am not a hero without peer, let me tell you that. I don't know who this person is. I guess they're one of the ancients, and this is like their spirit or whatever that's stayed here to tell us this. The legacy of the ancients is an evil being that has been sealed away for 1,000 years. Oh yeah, the opening crawl mentioned that what's sealed behind the doors is that dragon, right? Is there some reason... why is there a method to open the door? Like, why is it a door instead of just a wall? Like, why is there a key if it's an evil being that should never be released? B, couldn't they just have killed it? I think there were some design flaws in this whole setup. Darkstone now searches for the key to unlock that seal. You must stop him. Well, I did gather that. But again, if we had made this with no key at all, that would have been better. Oh, it doesn't teleport us. Good. There is a point later in the game where you could teleport at some random place, so... I thought it might be this, but good. This means we can save the game and shit. What do you got to say, Ocean? The Orb of Light has chosen you, Ben, to battle the evil that threatens Rune. I mean, buddy, I was already chosen by my king and shit, and also by being the main character, so you don't need to tell me that. You're truly servants of the powers of light, the shining force. We were already called that, though. At least now the name makes sense. We have an Orb of Light. We're shining. Cross the sea from Rindo and go to the eastern continent. You must stop Cain. This lady is no longer in the way. Now all shall know you as the Shining Force. Again, Nova was already calling us that, so he apparently was quite ahead of the game. Oh, there's no shop here. Oh, but when we get back to Rindo, let me see if we can grab Arthur now, too. We're going to want to do that before we cross the sea, obviously, because I don't remember how long it is before we can actually go back. When we go back to Rindo, we're going to have to fight the Devil Circus, so keep that in mind. Ugh, turn sideways. I want to fight again. I can help you against Runefaust. I'm coming with you. Arthur joins the Shining Force. He didn't even... I don't know what changed his mind. I guess just the fact that we're called the Shining Force. He didn't even take his laundry. He just left it there. He's so motivated. So let's, before we save the game, let's pop in and visit our new buddy. And then maybe we'll save at Rindo, because it doesn't throw you into the circus immediately. You have to, like, go in. Oh, wait, I didn't even talk to this guy. And then next episode will be the circus battle. Let's check out our new friend's stats. Arthur the Knight. It's nice that he comes in at level 4. He is a little behind the party here, because we've had had to replay a few battles due to me losing a lot, but he's not so far behind that it's gonna suck leveling him up. We'll just want to buy him a lance. So let's check his stats. He's pretty average, I guess. Yeah, there's not much to say about him. He doesn't have a lot of HP. Ken is the only one who's got an HP really, but he doesn't have very much. His attack isn't super high or anything. I guess, yeah, May and Ken are sort of the most comparable. Her attack is actually lower than his, but her defense is just insane. She also has high ability. But yeah, he's pretty average right now. We'll see how he turns out. The main thing that's special about him is he can get MP. The other knights cannot. Because he lived in Manarina, he can cast some spells. Yes, you can see our party shuffling over. Oh, I guess it's because we don't have enough knights to fill 2 rows, so the rest of them got slightly disordered. Now they're like, you know, the 2 mages are in different columns, because the order is based on their class, but I guess if you don't have enough of one, they just sort of shuffle over. Let's talk to him. I can't thank you enough for letting me join the fight. I won't let you down. That's basically all we're ever gonna know about this guy. This is an old game. It has characters, but it's not necessarily like gonna tell us a lot about those characters. The little thing with him having MP is a nice little detail that does give him a little bit of a unique character, you know. Okay, all the way back to Rindo. And actually the first thing I want to do is sell some of the junk we've been accumulating. Oh, I keep like checking my menu because it's like I already talked to him, like, oh, I'll press the sell button. No, I need to talk to him first. Can we sell the Orb of Light? Oh, because I don't think it does anything else and it's taking up space in my inventory. I might not be a particularly good hero if I immediately tried to sell the plot item. Also, again, I love that he goes, it's mine, all mine, like a nutjob. He's way too excited about getting this random wooden staff. That's all the spare stuff, I guess. Let me shuffle some things around, because Ben needs to not have a full inventory since he's the one at the front of the party. Henri, you hold the Orb of Light. That's kind of fitting, you know, you're the Princess of Guardiana. We're the people who use the Orb of Light, I guess. And Hans, you can have the Domingo egg. Someone needs to have it. Does anyone have a spare? He has a spare medical herb, so I'm gonna give one to Henri because she is very fragile. So that way, if the healer can't get to her, we can rescue her. Who should have? Luke happened to pick up the power ring, but who should we give it to? The main character is, of course, always a strong choice, but I don't like his inventory to be completely full, and I want him to always have a medical herb just in case, you know, for emergencies. I don't think attack has, it doesn't influence magic power for the mages, so it's useless for them. You could give it to Chris for no reason. Gong actually could be a strong, I think for now I'm going to give it to Hans because he's just been falling behind a bit. You can see that the circus tent's been set up. He hasn't been doing as much damage as the others. So, oh yeah, we gotta equip it, that's right. Jeez, like that. Oh, I wish it would let me stay in the menu and equip multiple. But it does not. There we are. Its attack's only 15. And he's just been, May also has really good attack. I kind of wish I had an extra power ring for her, but she at least has the ability to tank, whereas Hans, like, attacking is what he does. He needs to be able to do it successfully. Where is our chapel? Is this it? I can't remember which building it is. No, it is not. That has a random treasure. Where did it go? This town is really big. Needlessly big. This is not it. I thought the outside of the building looked different, but maybe it doesn't. No, this is where we met, what's his name? Gunts. He's still here. You can watch this again. It still doesn't seem right. His steam suit. You know, honestly, the fact that he has a steam suit is less strange to me than the fact that he's an armadillo person and there's just absolutely no explanation. Just none whatsoever. It is slightly mind-blowing. Seriously, where did the... I know there's one here. We saved the game here before. It wasn't... No, this is the theater. Where's the friggin' save point? I just want to save the game. Arrgh, I know it's... here. No, this is the mayor's house. Is it this? Is it... there we go. I wish the outside of the building looked different, like a different colored roof or something. Yeah, we'll save the game. So next time, you may remember in a previous episode that the mayor's son loves the circus, and a circus has set up. Unfortunately, it is of course an evil circus full of like demon clowns. So we have to go rescue him, and then he'll give us a boat. So next time, battle in the terrifying circus. In spite of me losing the battle once, I lost it so early in the fight that it didn't take us that much time to redo it. Our army is doing pretty well. Oh, and I'm going to want to buy Arthur a spear. Gotta remember that. So we'll try and get Arthur some levels, and yeah, that'll be our goal next time. And then we'll have a boat. Alright, goodbye for now, Simone. And goodbye, viewers. Soon, the Shining Force.